everyone, it's Julianne here and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm participating in a new challenge for Paper Tray Inc. called The Great Cover-Up. They are hosting a bunch of new challenges each month on their blog where myself and the other designers are all trying new things. For my card today, I'm going to be showing you how I created this embossed ink blended background, and I'm going to be using the brand new Flying By stamp and die set. I'm going to start out my card today by first stamping that big and beautiful butterfly from the Flying By stamp set. And I'm going to be stamping that onto a sheet of Bristol Smooth cardstock using some VersaFine Onyx black ink. I'm going to stamp that image a few times just to make sure I get a nice solid impression since this is a new stamp set. And then I'm going to be coming in with some clear embossing powder, and I'm going to be adding that powder over my entire image, just tapping off any excess powder. And then I'm going to be heat embossing my image using my heat tool. Now, instead of doing my normal Copic coloring today, I'm going to be pulling out my Karin Brushmarker Pros in order to color in my butterfly. The colors I'm going to be using today are gold, amber, orange, red, and I'm going to be using all of those for the butterfly's wings. I'm also going to be using black for the butterfly's body. I'm going to start out with my base color using the gold marker, and I'm going to color in the entire butterfly. Once it's had a moment to dry, I'll then come in with both amber and orange red in order to add some depth and shadows throughout the wings. I'm now going to start working on my background, and I'm going to be doing some Distress Oxide ink blending with Picked Raspberry, Wilted Violet, and Blueprint Sketch. Now originally I planned on doing two pieces of this ink blended background. One I was going to use for my background panel, and the other one I was going to die cut using the new Dainty Deliveries frame die. Well, I ended up making a mistake, and this is where my card qualifies for the Great Cover-Up Challenge. This challenge is all about admitting when we have a mistake in card making and how we went about fixing it. Well, I didn't temporarily adhere the frame die down to my ink blended panel using washi tape, so it did move when I passed it through my die cutting machine a second time, and it destroyed the frame. But instead of it ruining my card, I decided that I would still use that Dainty frame die, but I wanted to use it this time to emboss my second background panel. So that's what I did. I used it like you would an embossing folder. With the die, my second panel, and a rubber mat, I ran that through my die cutting machine to get the effect that you see here. Now, in order to add some dimension, I'm going to be adding a piece of foam sheet to the back of my panel, and I'm going to be adhering those together using some liquid adhesive. I use these sheets as an alternative to foam adhesive when adhering large panels like this together because it is much cheaper. Once I have that foam adhered to the back of my background panel, I'm then going to add some additional adhesive to the other side, and I'll adhere that down to my card base. Next, I'm going to be pulling back out my MISTI in order to stamp and emboss both of my sentiments. Now I'm going to be using 2 sentiments from the Flying By stamp set, and I'm going to be stamping both of those onto a sheet of black cardstock using some VersaMark ink. Once I have those both stamped out, I'll then pull out my Gina K Fine White Embossing Powder, and I'm going to add that embossing powder over both of my sentiments, just tapping off any extra powder. And then I'll be coming in with my heat tool in order to emboss both sentiments. Now I did use the coordinating dies for the first sentiment, and the second sentiment I just trimmed down using a paper trimmer. Once I decided on the placement of where I wanted everything to go on my card, I'm going to be adhering the happy birthday sentiment down at the bottom of my card using some foam adhesive. I'll then be adhering the Flying By sentiment at the top of my card. So that way my sentiment now will read Flying By to say happy birthday. Now using some more of that liquid adhesive from earlier, I'm going to be adhering the butterfly in the center of both of those sentiments. Now finally, in order to finish off my card for today, I am going to be coming in and scattering a few boho confetti mix sequins throughout my card. And I'm going to be arranging those in a diagonal way in order to match the direction of the butterfly wings. Once I have those all adhered, that's going to complete my card for today, where I join in on the Great Cover-Up Challenge from Paper Tray Ink. I hope that you've enjoyed my card for today and that it has given you some inspiration on how you can use this brand new stamp set and also how you can change directions in your card when things don't go exactly as planned. Now I will have a list of supplies all listed down below in the description box. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already for even more card making ideas. And as always, I hope you have a wonderful day. I will see you next time, and happy crafting!